Hello, welcome back to FM Corner. I'm Danny Koontz, your host, and today the topic about a new facility manager. When you have either taken over a new role or maybe you have been in a group of facility managers and now you're being moved to a higher position. What do you do? First, it's a daunting task. Understand that. You're not going to fix it in a day. You're not going to make everything great in a week. It's going to take some time. But what do you do first? First and foremost is to get your arms around what is being done now. And what I mean by that is make a list. These are the things that you, in your new role, think are important that need to be done. Make that list. That's your P1 list. P2 is to talk to the people that you work for, people who hired you, people who moved you into that position, the upper management group of your company that is related in some way to facilities, financial, HR, whatever it may be. Find out what they're looking for, because it's not only what you want to do, it's what they want done. Find out what are those things. Write them down. That's your P2 list. So you have two lists. These are the things that are on your radar that you want to work on, or things you know about that you anticipate need to be done. And the second list is, what do the people you work for want to be done? You may end up flipping them. P2 becomes P1, P1 becomes P2. Do what the people that are putting you into this new role need done or want done first. So again, first and foremost, make a list. 2 of them with everything on it you can possibly think of. Then the next part of your job is to go seek information. What I mean by that is go talk to people. If you have internal ops team, go talk to them. Go talk to the managers, talk to directors, talk to people out in the field. Spend some time with other facility managers. If they are going to be reporting to you, it's critical that you take time to spend with them. But it's important both ways. Listen, ask questions, have them talk. Understand that people will give you 2 things. One, they're going to give you some personal things they've worked through or issues they have at work or something's not right. And understand the reason they're giving that to you. And it may be something you totally agree with and you need to work on. Maybe something that's not, that is more personal to them, but it's information you need to know. Spend time talking to those people. Talk to the support people inside your company who help assist with facility-related things. Talk to the people in the accounting department, other departments. What do they think? What do they believe? What's their impressions of the facility department? How it works? How it doesn't work? Whatever that may be. Most information that you can gather. Spend some time talking to maybe the top 10 vendors that do work for your company currently. In an ask situation, what do we do well? What do we not do well? What could we improve on? What are your biggest challenges in working with our company? Spend some time talking to them. The more people you talk to and the more people that you ask opinions and so on, you can formulate kind of consensus of where your department stands and what the hot topic items are that are going to need to be addressed. Then go back and check your list. If something you heard seems really important, it's not on list 1 or list 2, get it added right away. When you speak with these teams, critically important, you've heard me say this a million times, do not promise what you can't deliver. It's going to take time. The key issues when you talk to people about what you're going to be trying to do is take the time to deliver the why. Deliver the why. What are the benefits going to be? What is the reason you are doing this? Give them the why. That's important for them to know, because what you're seeking is buy-in. Go pull depreciation schedules. Take a look at it. See what your company looks like from a depreciation standpoint. Is most of the equipment old? It's pretty much written off. Is a lot of it new? What are the policies of capital improvements? How is that handled in your company? It's going to be very important. If you don't already know, if you're going to a new company or a new role that you haven't necessarily been involved in, how are capital improvements done? What are the rules of engagement that gets a major repair capitalized, for conversation's sake? The other thing, if you don't already know this, it's a question to ask: how are repairs handled on the P&L? Is it above the pack line or below the pack line? Who controls that? It's going to make a huge difference as you're dealing with operations. Who controls the money? Who makes the decision? Is it in your budget? Is it in the operator's budget? It's going to make a big difference. So find that out so you can plan accordingly as you start to move down the road of repairs and how that gets taken care of. Get the budget for the last 3 years for the facilities department or the area in which you control. Take a look at it. What's in it? What's not? How did the facilities department perform according to that budget? So that when it comes time for you to lay out a budget, you can kind of have a history of what's going on. Maybe you've only been a regional facility manager before and you only managed your particular region. Now you may be managing the whole company or accountable for the whole company. So you need to know what past budgets have looked like and how has the facilities department performed against those. You want to ask about third-party platform. How are repair requests generated? Is it through a platform? How does that work? What are the issues, if there are any? What do people like? What do they not like about it? So again, you can gather that information, put together a plan if it needs addressing. If they don't use a third-party platform, maybe the question is why, and try to find out. Maybe it's time, and you could help implement one. Or if the company chooses not to do one, make sure you're listening to how it's handled today so that you know, unless you've came from the very same company and you already know. Get copies of all your contracts, the expiration dates, all that matters. How many contracts are out there? So many people have started down the road in a new role, and then all of a sudden here comes a contract that's they never had any idea on, or have already kind of planned a new way to do something, and they're way down that road, and suddenly here comes some contracts that no one knew about. Take the time, find out what you have, what are the expiration dates, are they good, are they not, are they in line with what you're looking to do? If they are, great, that goes in one group. If they're not, put them in a separate group so that you can address them before they turn over or are extended, if you don't choose to want to continue them down the road, so that you will know. Again, talk to as many people as you can. How much information can you find? And that's vendors, that's people in the office, that's people in other departments, that's fellow facility managers, people that you report to, other executives in the company maybe don't have a lot to do with facilities, but obviously maybe can give you some input from a distance on what they think is critical. All that matters. And then start to set your plan and let people know this is what I'm working on first. Then this is going to be the second item I'm working on. Let people know what you're doing and an approximate timeline of how long you think each of those things will take. You know, if it's going to be a month, don't tell them a week. It's a month. And then keep them posted as you go along. Maybe every couple of weeks you send out a little update. This is where we are. These are our hurdles. This is what we're doing, and this is when we think it will be done. Or we anticipate it being done quicker. But make sure you're talking to people. And the last piece of that is if you're having a conversation, say it's an ops person, and they're telling you a story that you check into and you just don't necessarily believe that it doesn't sound right. Maybe it's a vendor you've worked with for a long time, and what they're telling you just doesn't seem right. You owe it to that manager or whoever that is to go talk to them and explain, I checked out what you spoke about. This is what I found. And you need to let them know. And if you don't agree with where they are, you need to let them know and why. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Maybe they didn't have all the information and they formed an opinion without knowing all that information. It's up to you to help educate them and get them to follow the path. You got to own your job, own it, and build trust. Build trust is doing what you tell people you'll do. Be honest, be upfront. If you mess up, hey, I missed it. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I work really hard to keep that from happening. People want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear a story. They don't want you to hide something and not tell them the truth. Tell them what happened. If it's you, tell them, I own it. I messed it up. I will fix it. Sorry. It happens to everybody. People want to hear that. Show confidence in your ability. Much of that ability is your ability to communicate to them, to talk, to listen, to learn, to educate. That's your job. Always communicate. No matter how good you think you are at it, there's more that can be done. Speak and talk. Be confident in your ability. Put together your list. Talk to as many people as you can to get information and then go to work. It's tough, but you'll get it. You have a plan, execute the plan. That's our story for today. Thank you so much for listening. Look forward to speaking with you next week on FM Corner.